Today we're gonna talk about coincidence and why nothing in your life is a coincidence at all. I gotta take off my glasses for this one, but we like to go through life thinking that a lot of the things that happen to us or for us are just deemed as coincidence, just because we don't fully understand it, or because that's the quickest thing our mind can go for. Like, that is the quickest decision it's made. It's like, oh nah, like, this was just a coincidence, like it don't really mean anything. But I personally like to think otherwise. Say a black cat were to pass by right in front of me, I like to think of it as it being a sign. Most people would actually think about that specific thing as bad luck, just because it's a black cat and it could represent death or whatever, things like that. But there are actual real meanings to these types of things. Now, I don't know the real meaning of a black cat passing by in front of you. I just, if it were to happen to me now, I just like to see it as like, just a regular positive thing. But a lot of us like to think of these coincidences as just that. Now, I'm not sure why. Maybe it's due to the way we were conditioned to think as everything as non-literal or I don't know if it's literal or non-literal, but we like to think of it as just like, all right, coincidence, like it don't really mean nothing. It don't got no type of meaning whatsoever. So that also goes for things like angel numbers, or more light required. That goes for things like angel numbers or, just signs. I feel like when we do see things like this, we do feel as though it is a sign in the back of our head. Our own self doesn't know how to think that deeply. We deem it as just coincidence, like it don't really mean nothing. It prevents us from thinking deeply about these things and asking ourselves like, oh, why has this just happened? What could this represent? And I feel like that's a pretty important thing that we should have in our life, deep thinking and, questioning everything. Because anything could literally mean anything, but you just make up the sign yourself, I feel like, Like, for example, a lot of people think a black crow's feather falling right in front of you could represent death. A lot of people think a black cat passing by in front of you could represent death or bad luck, whatever. Same goes for walking under a ladder or splitting the pole with somebody, things like that. But I'm here to tell y'all, nothing in your life that happens is a coincidence. Everything that happens here in this life happens for you, not to you. So whenever you may have bad circumstances happen or good circumstances, just know that these things happen for you and not to you. Why do I say that? Why is it for you and not to you? We tend to blame a lot of what happens for us on just the outside world, like, say something bad happens to you, we like to represent that as just that, like it was something bad, like it wasn't supposed to happen. But not a lot of people think about the fact that this has just happened for you is what steered you in the right path, in the right direction of where you're supposed to be going. Not a lot of people think about it like that. So say you were driving and your car were to break down, right? You're gonna be mad in that moment because your car just broke down. You're gonna be like, damn, bro, like why did this have to happen to me just now? Like, why now? Why ever at all? But you don't think about what this could have been helping you from, what this could have been preventing. Maybe it prevented a car accident. Maybe it prevented something even crazier from happening, right? And I feel like this is important for us. This is where the deep thinking comes in, because like I said before, not a lot of people like to think about the whys as to why things happen. They just like to go straight for the blame game and just be like, damn, bro, like why this just have to happen to me now? Like, why me? Damn, bro, like this is such a bummer, things like that. They just like to whine and complain, But I feel like I said before, I feel like it's very important for us to deep think about these things and just realize like nothing in life really happens to us. It's for our own benefit. It's for our own greater good, and that's just how you got to see life. Because think about it, even as like a mental or an emotional kind of thing. Imagine if you were seeing all the circumstances that happen in your life happen to you, not for you. You know how many times you would have blamed the universe or just circumstances like outside of you? Like, how many times you would have just been complaining, not realizing that all these things are just trying to steer you in the right direction. You just gotta have the eye to see it. You just gotta open up the eye to see it, bro. Like, it's literally right in front of you. I had so many times when things like this happened to me as well. Something at work could have happened, something with my car could have happened. And I try to be mindful most of the time, you know, because I feel like, you know, we're human, right? That's a normal thing. You know, you shouldn't expect yourself to go from 0 to 100 real quick, you know, at all. You shouldn't expect yourself to go from 0 to 100, you know, in terms of trying to practice mindfulness when it comes to things like this or other things, you know. But we're so quick to just playing the blame game, you know, and just being like, bro, what the fuck? Like, why'd this have to happen to me now, bro? Like, damn, bro, this and that. Like, we're so quick to complain about something like that, but we don't really go into depth or think about why it is that this just happened, you know. And I feel like with mindfulness comes reconstructing or rewiring our thinking pattern, our neurological pattern on the inside of our brain. Because remember, you have to remember this too, our eyes are not only the observers, but we're the perception makers too, you know. So just imagine all this time, all you did was complain about things in your life that happened to you and not for you. Your perception of the world would just be as though it is always trying to, your perception of the world would always just be as though it's trying to attack you instead of helping you, you know. As though if you were to switch that perception and make it as towards and make it as so everything that happens in this life happens for you and not to you, you would see it as though the universe has always been by your side throughout this whole time. I feel like with this switch of thinking that everything happens for you and not to you, and especially along with the fact that everything in your life is not a coincidence, but it's more so happening literally for you, I feel like with this switch of thinking and mindfulness in our everyday life, we are helped get steered more towards our desired life. I feel like, you know, because if we were to just use these signs wisely and mindfully, we would know how to steer through life, you know, a good amount too, you know, instead of just complaining all the time, you know. Because even little things like that, y'all gotta remember, it's low vibrational frequencies when it comes to, you know, whining or complaining, you know, things like that. Because you just sound so like you're just whining, you know. Why do you think not many people like to hear other people whine, you know? Of course there are people there for you, right? But you don't want to be like a complainer every single time, bro. You need to get back up on your feet and realize, like, yo, bro, this is not happening to you, it's happening for you. That's all I got for y'all today, bro. Peace.